All I'm saying is that's not a streak I would want to go on. You know what I'm saying?
That sure was a weird rule.
And let's cut it there.
Are we
That's
good?
good. Okay. We have one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna I'll take a quick break.
All right.
I will be right back.
All right.
Hey man, sorry.
Hey.
Boy.
Good to see you.
Hey, yeah, same. Good to see you.
Will.
Ryan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever done a thing and been penalized for it?
Yes.
And after the, well, yes.
Sorry.
But after that, realized if I had just done nothing, I would have been fine. Or perhaps even succeeded.
Penalized by some other person or body, or penalized by my own brain from some sense of shame and guilt?
I guess both.
Then yes.
This episode of Weird Rules is brought to you by T-Mobile, the best 5G coverage in the game, home and away, on America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Tell me about it.
Oh, you want to know about all the things my brain reminds myself of that I didn't really need to do, but I did, and therefore at 3 a.m. it's like, hey, do you remember that time where you were dating in, why would I say her whole name? You being from Texas and her family being from New Jersey, that was your first real experience meeting people who practiced the cheek-to-cheek kiss as a greeting or a farewell.
The European method.
The European method?
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing we did in Houston all that much.
To be fair, it's also not a thing we really do in New Jersey either.
Okay. And I fully kissed her aunt's ear.
Ooh, sexy.
Oh, I legitimately think about this like 3 times a week, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely way worse than what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
What we are talking about today are 2 baseball players and a rule. When I say it, it's going to sound like, oh, yes, of course. But I had never really considered it before, and so it was kind of a surprise the first time I heard it.
Okay.
Normally in baseball, what happens when you get hit by a pitch?
You go to first.
You are entitled to first base.
You kind of whine about it. You look
kind
at
of,
the pitcher.
yeah, maybe you get into a little bit of a fight, but ultimately you take first base.
You say, hold me back.
Sure, you could do that. You can, in fact, be hit by a pitch and not take first base. If you're being hit by a pitch, generally you can see it coming. So I never really thought the idea of swinging at a pitch that ultimately hits you, but I went to the rule book, of course. Like we do in Weird Rules.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it must be written down somewhere in the rules in terms of like what actually constitutes a strike and where the hierarchy is of like which supersedes the other, the hit by pitch or the strike.
Sure.
And I had to go all the way to the very back of the book.
I keep it that far back?
Yeah, into the glossary. It's not even in the rules. It's in the definition of what a strike is.
Okay.
So there's not really like a number to point people to look it up in the rule book. But if you go to the glossary, it just says a strike is a legal pitch when so called by the umpire, which, and then A, B, C, D, E, all these different scenarios. E is touches the batter as he strikes at it, is a strike. So they did account for what happens if you are hit by a pitch that you swing at, it is still a strike. While you were in here hanging out doing God knows what, on May 11th, 2022, this actually happened twice in one day. Both to catchers who were batting, which I think
Different
is
games?
2 completely different games. And there's clips of both of them. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts on them letting catchers bat in the first place, but I'm down to see the clips.
Yeah. Okay. Francisco Mejia, who is a catcher for the Rays, or was a catcher for the Rays at the time. Here's a nice slow motion replay of what we're talking about. So a nice little breaking ball on the inside. He swings. I really like the fate. It's almost like he's mid-swing and he kind of knows like, not only should I not swing at that, but that's coming right for me.
Right.
That's going to hit. So this was not just a strike, but a strikeout. This was strike 3.
Oh, that's
so this
worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Across the board.
Worst case scenario. And
right into like the pointed part of your hip.
Right up by the top of the pocket. Yeah, that is almost the bone.
That sucks.
That sucks, right? He swings, he can feel he didn't connect, and it's like, oh, man, this is going to hurt. This is going to suck.
That's Ralph Wiggum.
It's a little Ralph Wiggum.
The moment his heart breaks, you can pause it and you can see, oh, what have I done?
earlier that day, it was pointed out, it happened in another game. This is Jorge Alfaro, also catcher, also at bat, also strike 3, swinging and missing on a pitch that ultimately hits him.
Oh, okay.
And that one's almost a little, you can't quite see his face in this shot. But similar deal, I mean, opposite side of the plate, but it's sort of this like really low inside ball that kind of breaks at the last second right into his thigh.
I bet
He
that
kinda
left
takes
a
it.
good mark.
Oh, that hurt for sure. What I realize is if a pitch is inside enough to hit a batter,
You can see
somewhere
it coming.
right after release that it's gonna hit you. You're not generally swinging at anything that's even really close enough to hit you. You want to take the ball.
Right, unless pitcher puts a lot of stink on it.
They put a ton of stink on it, and you get fooled, and you end up taking a swing at a pitch that not only you should not have swung at,
Right,
but is now going to hurt like a bitch.
right,
It's going to sting both your physical carapace, your body,
right.
and your soul. I
It'll
think,
dislodge
a
your
little bit.
ego. It'll
Yeah, bruise your ego and bruise your thigh a little bit at the same time.
Now, so my brain immediately jumped to considering the batters in this situation, which I think is kind of fair since they are the person getting hit by an object.
Sure.
Worst case scenario for them. We aligned on this.
Yes.
Best case scenario for a pitcher. You pitched so good that you fooled another professional athlete. You strike them out, so you did your job.
Right.
And you also, like, in an allowable way, got
Yes.
to hit someone else with a baseball.
You are not penalized because,
Not condoning.
well,
But if you're a pitcher in these circumstances and you can beat somebody with a baseball, cool.
yes. I almost wonder if you could build a strategy around this. I wonder if you just focus on a late breaking ball and then just start beaning guys and hoping that they swing at it.
And looks like they're bringing in Filthy Pete from the bullpen. You know what to expect when Filthy Pete's at the mound. Here's the tough thing about the strategy. It's less about how do we get a competitive advantage, and I think the strategy would need to involve there being somebody on the opposing team that you just want to put in their place. It's not because we think this is going to improve our chances to win, but it's like, we really think we need to just knock him down a peg or two. So let's bring in Filthy Pete. Let's let him throw inside, but some slider stink to get this guy to swing. You run the risk of if you do it too many times, though, and then Filthy Pete shows up,
Yes,
you're going to know there's 2 strikes in the count. I am done swinging.
that's true.
Thank you.
Another thing that I was thinking is, what if you painted the ball, right?
Okay.
You paint the ball in a way that makes it look like it is some sort of creature or ghost that's coming at you.
Okay.
Like, what happens normally when you throw inside? They either, make an effort to get away from the ball or they get hit.
Mhm.
You got to get your batter to swing at a ball. So you either do that strategy of disguising your pitch up top and making it seem like it's going to go in the strike zone and then having to cut inside, or you disguise your ball and make it look like a creature or ghost so that when it starts coming at them, your instinct is to take your bat and swing at it like you're going to hit it. That's a strike no matter what. Your goal is to get the batter to swing at anything. So make it look like a bat or like a fireball skull from Doom. Those guys are just going to start swinging at it because they're spooked.
But you don't want them totally spooked. You don't want them to leave the plate. You want to present them with something with enough confidence that they're going to stand their ground and they're going to try to play the hero. So I will paint that fucker like a bumblebee.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, similar.
Because then also as the pitcher, you can put a little theatrics into it and make it known that, like, you don't want to balk, you don't want to do anything. So I think you do need to communicate a little bit. You're just like,
Yeah.
It's a bee.
There's a bee.
It's a bee. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's over here. It's not coming for you.
You want to make sure that they feel like it's
Get
not.
in and lull them into a false sense of security.
And then, as you're ready to go, you say, "Oh, it's behind me now." and so now, can we please address? They are called catchers. They're not a batter. Those are different things. Those are different actions. Why do we let catchers bat?
What's your problem?
I just need a problem, I guess.
Hey, thanks for watching this brand new episode of Weird Rules. It was a lot of fun after all this time getting back into the studio with Bill. I think his name was Bill. Speaking of names, the ones you're looking at right now are the generous folks who've joined our Patreon at the top secret agent tier. But you can also get all kinds of great goodies at the content enjoyer tier as well. Just head to patreon.com/secretbase.